Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to tell you a very amazing story which is from my literature book. So now let's start. Once upon a time there was a little boy. He had lots of toys to play and books to look at, but when the spring sun shone through his window and the sky was as blue as a kingfisher's wing, he grew tired of all his things. His mother came into the room and he said to her mother, "What shall I do? I don't want to play with my toys or look at my books anymore today." And his mother, who could always think of lovely things for little boys to do, said, "Go out into the sunshine and follow the path of the blowing wind across the meadow to the woods and see if you can bring me back three surprises." So the little boy took his basket and it went out in the spring sunshine and went out into the spring sunshine. He followed the blowing wind across the meadow and it whispered and sang it in his ears. "Oh wind," said the little boy, "I wish I knew what were you saying. Perhaps you could tell me where I could find a surprise to put in my basket and take home to my mother." The wind blew and blew as if it wanted to be understood. Then it went winging its way ahead, and as it passed by, it dropped a surprise at the little boy's feet. There, curled like a tiny half moon, was a feather, a black red tipped feather. When he picked it up, it lay in his hand, soft as silk, light as air, warm as spring sunshine. He put it carefully into his basket and called out to the speeding wind, "Thank you, wind, for my first surprise." Then he went on to the little woods. Last year's leaves, russet and brown, lay about his feet on the path, but the trees were green tipped and the birds were singing. "Oh, birds," said the little boy, "I wish I knew what you were saying. Perhaps you could tell me where I could find a surprise to put in my basket and take home to my mother." The birds sang sweetly and clearly as if they wanted to be understood, and a fat thrush flew hurriedly out of a hawthorn bush. Then all at once the little boy saw lying there on the mossy ground under the tree a surprise, two pale blue halves of a thrush's broken egg. A baby bird had shed them, for he no longer needed their protection. They lay like two tiny empty cups waiting to be filled. Breathlessly, in case they should break, the little boy picked them up and put them in his basket beside the feather. And he called out to the busy singing birds, thank you, birds, for my second surprise." Then he went on through the woods to where the trees ended, and the whole world seemed to lie at his feet. White clouds like wandering sheep were filling the distant sky and drifting across the sun. "Oh, clouds and sun," said the little boy, "I wish I knew what you were saying. Perhaps you could tell me where I could find a surprise to put in my basket and take home to my mother." The clouds moved slowly past as if they wanted to write a message in the sky, and the little boy sat down on the soft sandy ground under the last tall pine tree. All at once, a little shaft of sunlight slid between the dark branches of the pine tree, turning the sand to gold. The little boy buried his hands in the warm amber dust when he felt something round and hard. There there between his fingers was a pebble. It was clear like glass and smooth as if all the rivers in the world had run over it for a million years. It shone like a star when he held it up to the light. Here was his last surprise. He took the handkerchief out of his pocket and wrapped the lovely crystal pebble in it and put it in his basket. Then he looked up at the evening sky and called out, thank you, clouds and sun, for my third surprise." It was time to go home. He hurried down through the woods and across the meadow, and the blowing wind, the singing birds, and the moving sunbright clouds were with him as all the way as he went. "I have my three surprises," he called out to his mother as she opened the door. "Oh, what lovely surprises," said his mother as she took out of the basket the black red tipped feather, the two pale blue halves of the thrush's egg, and the smooth hard crystal pebble. Now I have a surprise for you, and there at his place on the table was a large brown egg ready to be eaten and a bar of cream jelly chocolate. The little boy broke off the top of the egg and put the spoon into the yolk. His mother laughed as he spooned on as he spooned it onto the bread. We will keep your surprises here on my special table, she said, and laid them out carefully. The black red tip feather, the two pale blue halves of the thrush's egg, and the smooth hard crystal pebble. Thank you.